Alright, let's talk about Jason Statham, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, maybe not a myth, but definitely a legend. We all know him for the killer action sequences, the steely glare, and the unbeatable one-liners. Today, we're counting down the top 11 Statham movies that will have you saying, I wish I was that tough.
Civilized people need to follow rules. I don't steal from people who can't afford it.
Parker 2013 is an action thriller film about a professional thief named Parker, played by Jason Statham. Parker has a code. He avoids hurting innocent people and stealing from the poor. Despite his morals, he agrees to a heist with a crew during the Ohio State Fair. The crew betrays Parker, leaving him for dead after the heist. Parker survives and seeks revenge on his former colleagues, who are planning a much bigger heist. Along the way, he forms an unlikely alliance with a woman named Leslie, played by Jennifer Lopez. Parker seeks payback and a chance to steal the loot for himself.
How do you sleep at night?
I don't drink coffee after 7.
This place was crabgrass and weeds, and you brought it back to life.
Mrs. Parker and I were friends. She was the only person who ever took care of me.
The Beekeeper is a revenge action thriller starring Jason Statham. The story centers around Adam Clay, a seemingly ordinary beekeeper. When his kind-hearted landlady is driven to suicide after being scammed out of her charity funds, Adam unleashes a brutal hidden side. It turns out Adam is a former operative in a classified program called Beekeepers, a group of highly skilled agents. Fueled by rage, Adam sets out on a bloody quest for vengeance against those responsible for the scam. His pursuit leads him to uncover a deeper conspiracy involving powerful and wealthy figures. The film follows Adam's violent takedown of the culprits, with the stakes rising as his past as a beekeeper is revealed.
Pick a door.
All right then.
No, that's my door. Pick another door.
What's wrong with you?
Hobbs and Shaw is a spin-off film in the Fast and Furious franchise. It's a high-octane action comedy that follows the unlikely team-up of Luke Hobbs, a hulking U.S. agent played by Dwayne Johnson, and Deckard Shaw, a lawless British mercenary played by Jason Statham. These two characters have a history of trading insults and fists, but are forced to work together when a cybergenetically enhanced villain named Brixton, played by Idris Elba, threatens the world with a deadly bio-threat. Adding to the complications is Shaw's sister, a brilliant MI6 agent portrayed by Vanessa Kirby, who gets caught in the crossfire. The film takes Hobbs and Shaw on a globe-trotting adventure, from Los Angeles to London and even to exotic locations like the toxic wasteland of Chernobyl and the beautiful island of Samoa. As they fight off bad guys and dodge danger, their forced partnership leads to hilarious banter and a surprising amount of camaraderie. Cellular is a fast-paced action thriller. Jessica, a high school science teacher, is kidnapped by corrupt cops. Trapped in a hideout with a broken phone, she manages to make a random call that connects to Ryan, a college student. Despite the disconnected nature of the call, Jessica convinces Ryan she's been abducted. The kidnappers are after something bigger, and Jessica's husband and son are also in danger. With the police potentially involved in the conspiracy, Ryan becomes Jessica's only hope. He races against time to decipher Jessica's fragmented clues and help her family. The film follows a thrilling chase as Ryan uses his wits and resourcefulness to outsmart the corrupt cops and save Jessica's loved ones.
Hello? Are you there?
What I do requires a certain mindset. I do assignments. Some jobs need to look like accidents.
The Mechanic 2011 is a remake of a 1972 film and stars Jason Statham as Arthur Bishop, an elite hitman. Bishop isn't your average killer. He specializes in making his assassinations look like accidents, suicides, or acts of crime. He's a meticulous professional with a strict code. Things get complicated when Bishop is forced to kill his friend and mentor, Harry McKenna, played by Donald Sutherland, and Harry's son, Steve, played by Ben Foster, doesn't believe the official story of a carjacking and seeks revenge. He confronts Bishop, but Bishop, recognizing a potential apprentice in the rage-filled Steve, takes him under his wing. Bishop trains Steve in the art of the mechanic, teaching him the skills and strategies of the trade. However, Steve's recklessness and emotional baggage put a strain on their partnership and Bishop's carefully constructed life. As Bishop tries to keep Steve in line, he uncovers a connection between Steve's father's death and the organization that employs them. The film follows Bishop as he navigates a deadly game of revenge, betrayal, and keeping his new student alive.
I was wondering if you wouldn't mind transporting something for me. No questions asked. Why not?
The Transporter is an action film starring Jason Statham as Frank Martin, a mysterious mercenary driver on the French Riviera. Frank has a reputation as the best in the business, transporting anything for the right price, no questions asked. His code is strict: never change the deal, no names, and never look in the package. Trouble arises when Frank breaks his own rule. He agrees to a seemingly simple transport job, but soon discovers the package is a young woman named Lai. Lai turns out to be the kidnapped daughter of a notorious Chinese crime lord who's using Frank to smuggle people into France. When Frank finds Lai being mistreated, his protective instincts kick in. He defies the kidnappers and becomes Lai's unlikely protector. Together, they fight off gangsters and corrupt officials in explosive action sequences. As the body count rises, Frank uncovers a deeper conspiracy involving human trafficking and government corruption.
The Transporter.
My name is Chev Chelios, and today is the day that I die. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Crank is a high-octane action film with a heavy dose of dark humor. Jason Statham plays Chev Chelios, a hitman who wakes up to a nightmarish situation. He's been poisoned with a deadly cocktail called the Beijing cocktail and has only 1 hour to live. The antidote? Keep his adrenaline pumping. Chev embarks on a chaotic journey through Los Angeles, engaging in fistfights, car chases, and even extreme sports, all to keep his heart rate elevated. His goal is twofold: find the person who poisoned him and get the antidote before time runs out. Along the way, he reconnects with his estranged girlfriend, Eve, and has to deal with gangsters, assassins, and even a grumpy doctor. The film is a non-stop adrenaline rush, filled with outrageous stunts, graphic violence, and dark humor.
It'll be a long trip. I'm in Venice.
Learn the language of poetry, art, romance, sex.
Unlike you, my friend, I don't need a guidebook.
The Italian Job is a heist film with a twist of revenge. In Venice, a team of professional thieves led by Charlie Croker, Mark Wahlberg, and a seasoned safecracker John Bridger, Donald Sutherland, pull off a daring heist, stealing $35 million worth of gold bullion from a heavily guarded safe. The crew seems to have everything planned perfectly, including a thrilling escape through the canals of Venice in Mini Coopers. However, their inside man, Steve Edward Norton, betrays them during their getaway. He kills John, takes the gold for himself, and leaves Charlie and the others for dead. Enraged and seeking revenge, Charlie assembles a new team that includes John's daughter Stella, Charlize Theron. Their target: to steal back the gold from Steve's heavily guarded mansion in Los Angeles. This new heist requires even more creativity and ingenuity, as Charlie devises a plan to use modified minis to navigate the labyrinthine streets of LA in a high-speed chase with the police.
The Italian Job.
You know this was never about the gold.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, sweetheart.
A 2021 Guy Ritchie action thriller follows a mysterious new armored truck security guard named H, played by Jason Statham. H's calm demeanor hides a deadly skill set that erupts during a violent heist. His colleagues are baffled by his combat prowess and wonder about his true motives. As the story unfolds through a series of twists, it becomes clear H is driven by a personal vendetta. With each armored truck run, he inches closer to a final confrontation that will unleash his wrath and settle a bloody score.
Grudge.
The royal princess.
Yes, we have to get our hands on these damning photographs of a certain royal person.
The Bank Job is a heist film set in 1970s London. Terry Leather, a reformed criminal struggling financially, is offered a chance to get rich by his ex-girlfriend Martine. The plan: rob a bank vault filled with safe deposit boxes containing cash, jewels, and something more mysterious. Terry assembles a crew of colorful accomplices, but what starts as a seemingly simple heist takes a complicated turn. There's more to the vault's contents than meets the eye, and powerful figures are willing to do anything to keep them hidden. As the stakes get higher, Terry finds himself not only fighting for the loot, but for his life and the truth behind the hidden treasure.
Come on!
Booby, I probably know a lot you don't.
Frankie fucking Four Fingers has a diamond the size of a fist.
Jeez, it's flawless.
Snatch dives into London's criminal underworld with two interconnected stories. Turkish, a small-time boxing promoter, gets strong-armed by a gangster into fixing a bare-knuckle boxing match. Meanwhile, a stolen giant diamond sparks chaos as a group of gangsters, including a crooked bookie, a hot-headed getaway driver, and a ruthless Russian, all scramble to get their hands on it. Through hilarious mishaps, double crossings, and bloody violence, their paths collide in a darkly comic chain of events where everyone is out for themselves. Alright folks, that's it for our top 11 Jason Statham movies. Remember, this is just my list, so if your favorite Statham flick didn't make the cut, leave a comment below and let's discuss. For more awesome movie content, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Until next time, stay tough, like Jason Statham tough.